Have you ever felt so bloated that you couldn't even button your jeans, even though they fit perfectly last week? Look, I've been there, and I'm about to share the 3 things that may completely transform your gut health in just 30 days. Now listen, gut health has become this huge buzzword lately, and honestly, it's not all hype. When most of us think about gut health, we picture the uncomfortable stuff, bloating, gas, running to the bathroom at the worst times. But here's what blew my mind. Your gut doesn't just affect your digestion, it's connected to your immune system, your mood, how well you can focus at work, and even your energy levels throughout the day. So if you want to live a healthier, happier life, maybe even lose weight and actually feel good in your body, getting your gut in better shape might be the missing piece you've been looking for. Now, before we dive in, let me tell you why this is so important. Your body contains trillions of bacteria, and most of them live in your intestines. So think of your gut as like this massive chemical factory that's working 24/7 to digest your food, produce vitamins, regulate your hormones, and get rid of toxins. Now here's the wild part. You have about 500 different species of bacteria in your gut. That's about 3 pounds of bacteria, and collectively they contain at least 100 times more genes than you do. Your bacterial DNA actually outnumber your own DNA by 100 to 1. And when those bacteria are out of balance, that's when things go wrong. We're talking about diabetes, depression, heart disease, eczema, asthma, obesity. The list goes on and on. So yeah, kind of important. All right, let's get into the good stuff. Here's the thing you probably didn't know about gut health. Your gut affects your mood and your ability to manage stress. Now, I know you're thinking, what does my stomach have to do with my brain? But hear me out. There's this thing called the gut-brain axis, and it's basically like a 2-way highway. So your gut sends messages to your brain, and your brain sends messages to your gut back and forth through chemicals called neurotransmitters. So you know serotonin, right? The happy chemical that everybody talks about. Well, a huge amount of it is actually produced in your gut. So if your gut is unhealthy, you might experience more anxiety, mood swings, or that brain fog that just makes you feel like you're walking through quicksand all day. So recent studies are actually showing that imbalance in your gut bacteria, it may actually influence your risk of anxiety, depression, autism, and even dementia. So your healthy gut bacteria also help produce essential brain vitamins like folate and maintain the right levels of tryptophan, which your body needs to make those mood-balancing neurotransmitters. So if you've ever been feeling off and just emotionally can't figure out why, it might be your body's way of telling you that it needs better nutrition and care. So your gut is literally talking to you. So take the time to listen. Here's the second thing. Gut health is critical for digestion and your immune system. Now, healthy digestion helps remove toxins and bad bacteria that can harm your good gut bacteria. Your gut microbes help you to absorb key vitamins like vitamin B12 that are essential for brain health. But here's what really got my attention. 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. Let me say that again for the people in the back. 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. That's why focusing on a healthy gut is a non-negotiable. Your immune system's job is to look at what you're eating and decide whether it's good for you or potentially harmful. Now, when you eat processed foods and foods that are high in sugar, things that are unnatural to your body, your immune system responds by triggering inflammation. And girl, that inflammation is at the root of most, if not all, diseases. The foods you eat, your gut, your immune system, all of this is joined at the hip. So when you eat the right kind of foods, and I'm going to tell you exactly what those are in a minute, you actually train your immune system to produce cells that reduce inflammation in your body. So think about inflammation like this, like when you get a splinter in your finger and your finger gets inflamed, or when you stub your toe and your toe gets inflamed, right? It gets swollen. This is inflammation. This is how your body is trying to protect yourself. So think about those bad foods that you eat. I don't want to say bad foods, so I don't like saying bad foods, but think about those high sugar foods and those ultra processed foods that you eat. That's the same effect it has in your body. It creates that inflammation because it sees it as an injury. Regular movement and exercise can also make your digestion and your nutrient absorption way more efficient. It helps to reduce toxins and bad microbes while balancing out the healthy ones. So make sure to get moving. And here's the thing that honestly shocked me when learning about gut health. Your gut can help you to maintain a healthy weight. So there was this fascinating study with 77 pairs of twins. So one twin was obese and the other one wasn't. And you know what they found? The obese twins had completely different gut bacteria than their non-obese siblings. Specifically, they had lower gut bacteria diversity, meaning fewer types of bacteria hanging out in their gut. And it gets even crazier. When researchers put gut bacteria from obese people into mice, the mice gain weight. So this suggests that gut bacteria can actually affect your weight. So here's how. Certain gut bacteria can digest fiber, which humans can't do on our own. So when they break down that fiber, it actually produces chemicals that benefit your gut and may even promote weight loss. Studies show that people with high fiber intake tend to have lower body weight, and it's likely because of the role gut bacteria play in digesting that fiber. Your gut bacteria also digest antioxidants called flavonoids from plants, which can help to prevent weight gain. Plus, they influence how dietary fats are absorbed and stored in your body. So remember, optimal gut balance starts with your diet. So you want to eat lots of fiber, healthy protein, and healthy fats. All right, now let's talk about what's sabotaging your gut. Foods with unhealthy inflammatory fats. Too many saturated fats and those inflammatory omega-6 rich fats found in vegetable oils can contribute to disease-causing bacteria. So you want to swap those out for extra virgin olive oil and coconut oil. Sugar. A diet high in sugar stimulates the growth of unhealthy bacteria in your gut, which can contribute to weight gain and chronic health issues. Processed foods and additives. These foods are packed with refined sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and emulsifiers that are terrible for your microbiome. Emulsifiers are in everything: ice cream, salad dressings, coffee creamers, yes, even the so-called healthy plant-based ones, and store-bought baked goods. They increase your lining's permeability, which means more bacteria get leaked into your bloodstream. So this leads to inflammation, IBS, obesity, even cognitive decline. So if you want healthier baked treats, I've got plenty of recipes on my channel. Some even have plant-based ingredients like lentils, and I promise you won't even know that they're in there. All right, so artificial sweeteners. So things like aspartame and saccharin reduce beneficial bacteria in your intestines and actually may contribute to high blood sugar. Lack of sleep and chronic stress. Both of these mess with your gut balance. Your gut flora actually listens to and is influenced by your thoughts and your feelings. So get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep and practice your favorite stress reduction activities daily. This could be meditation, journaling, whatever works for you. So now let's get to the good stuff. Here is how to optimize your gut. Plant-based foods. These contains a ton of different fibers that feed your gut's good bacteria. Eating a variety of plant-based foods improves gut bacteria diversity, which is linked to a healthy weight. So I'm talking fruits, vegetables, lentils, beans, grains, rice, oats, quinoa. Nuts and seeds are also packed with fiber and healthy fats that help to support your gut's good bacteria. So here's your goal. You want to aim for 30 different plants per week. So make 75% of your plate vegetables and plant-based foods. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking it sounds impossible, but think about it. There are 7 days in a week, and you probably eat about 3 to 4 times a day. So that's only 3 to 5 different plants per day, which is totally doable. So here's what that could look like. So for breakfast, maybe you have some oatmeal topped with fruit and some nuts and some seeds. Boom, that's 3 or 4 right there. Or maybe you blend some oatmeal into your smoothie, add some fruits and add some nuts. Maybe you have fruit as a snack. For lunch, maybe you add some veggies with beans and some lentils. At dinner, include some whole grain rice or quinoa along with some salmon. I even like to sneak lentils into my soups and stews. Look, I cannot stress enough the importance of fiber. Eating a variety of high fiber foods is what helped me to lose weight because it controlled my cravings. Game changer, okay? Polyphenol rich foods, so dark chocolate, green tea, red wine. Now, this is not a license to go crazy with the red wine, okay? So make sure to drink it sparingly and also make sure that you're actually enjoying that red wine with food so it's more easily absorbed. The polyphenols in these foods can't be digested on their own, but they're broken down by beneficial gut bacteria, which promotes the growth of good bugs. Probiotics. These are the good guys of your gut, and they play a major role in reducing cravings and improving digestion. They help to restore healthy gut bacteria after an illness or a round of antibiotics, and may also even help with weight loss. So you can find probiotics in fermented and cultured foods like Greek yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and miso. I love me some miso. These foods help your healthy gut bugs be more fruitful and multiply. And here's a bonus. Probiotics may also help to enhance your mood. One study gave people a probiotic mix with 8 different strains every day for 4 weeks, and it reduced negative thoughts associated with sad moods. Another study found that consuming a probiotic-containing milk drink for about 3 weeks resulted in improved mood in people who had the lowest mood before treatment. Prebiotics. These feed your gut's good bacteria. The best sources: asparagus, Jerusalem artichokes, onions, leeks, I love leeks in a soup, dandelion greens, and garlic. Omega-3 fatty acids. Listen, as a culinary nutritionist, I like to encourage people to get their nutrients from food first, but this is one supplement I stand by. Studies show that omega-3s support healthy gut flora and reduce inflammation. If you're not regularly eating wild-caught fatty fish like salmon or mackerel or sardines, you might want to consider supplementing with omega-3 after talking with your doctor. So fun fact, the areas of the world that consume the most oily fish have the lowest rates of depression. Flaxseed and walnuts. These are also really great sources of omega-3s. Pro tip, enjoy walnuts in a blueberry smoothie. The compounds in the walnuts work with the antioxidants in the blueberries to sharpen your memory and improve communication between brain cells. Now, when it comes to weight loss, gut health is important, but it's only one part of the equation. Watch my next video to learn about the best types of protein to accelerate fat loss and keep you feeling satisfied all day. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one.